Have you ever felt that strange stillness before something major shifts in your life? That quiet in-between where your spirit senses movement before your mind understands it? That's not coincidence. It's the universe preparing you. In those silent hours, when your thoughts soften and your soul listens, numbers begin to speak. They show up on clocks, receipts, and dreams, not as random digits, but as messages, guiding you toward awakening. Every number carries its own vibration, its own sacred rhythm, whispering, "You are not lost, you are being redirected." Life has always been a conversation between your energy and the cosmos. Yet most of us forget how to listen. We rush through moments, chasing outcomes, missing the quiet call that says, pause, feel, align. But once you slow down and truly see the patterns around you, everything changes. You realize that the universe has been speaking in symbols all along, through the way opportunities repeat, through the way endings lead to beginnings, through the numbers that echo in your daily life. In Buddhist philosophy, every experience, joy or pain, is a mirror for awareness. The same is true for numbers. They are not luck charms, they are reflections of your inner frequency. When your vibration matches the rhythm of a sacred number, your reality begins to bend toward it. It's no longer about waiting for miracles, it's about realizing you've always been the miracle itself. The ancients knew this. They studied the patterns of planets, the flow of energy through time, the spiritual mathematics of life. They knew that when a certain number began to follow you, it wasn't chance, it was the divine trying to speak in the only language that never lies: vibration. That's why today, we don't just interpret numbers, we feel them, we lean to their energy, because somewhere within each digit lies a message meant just for you, a reminder that you are exactly where you need to be, standing on the edge of transformation. So take a deep breath, let the noise fade, because the moment you start noticing, really noticing, is the moment alignment begins. Tell me, have you been seeing certain numbers repeating in your life lately? What if they've been trying to guide you all along? Number 77, the gateway of divine revelation. There are moments in life when the air itself feels charged, when time slows and your spirit senses something sacred moving beneath the surface. That is the vibration of. It doesn't just appear, it arrives quietly, yet unmistakably, as if the universe itself is leaning closer to whisper, "You are awakening." In the realm of numerology and Buddhist wisdom, 77 is more than a number. It is a mirror of higher consciousness, the moment when inner truth begins to pierce through illusion, and your path becomes a reflection of divine will, rather than personal desire. The number 7 alone is sacred, symbolizing introspection, enlightenment, and the eternal quest for understanding. It is the number of seekers, the energy of solitude that births awareness. But when 7 doubles into 77, its power expands beyond the self. It becomes collective, cosmic, transcendent. It means your inner awakening is no longer just for you. It begins to ripple outward, touching others, altering destinies, awakening light wherever it travels. This number often finds those who are in the in-between, not lost, but transforming, not silent, but listening deeply. It's the vibration of those who walk between worlds, the spiritual and the material, the seen and unseen. In Buddhist philosophy, this duality mirrors the middle path, the balance between being and becoming. The first 7 represents awakening through experience, the lessons learned through your own suffering, patience, and discipline. The second 7 reflects transcendence, the realization that enlightenment is not about escaping life, but embodying it fully, with compassion and clarity. When these two harmonize, your life becomes a living meditation, a flowing current of wisdom, guided by unseen hands. 77 also signals that unseen forces, ancestors, teachers, and guides are aligning around you. You may feel drawn to solitude, deeper reflection, or sudden bursts of intuition that feel more like remembrance than discovery. That's because 77 awakens the soul's memory, the knowledge you carried before you were born. It's a call to trust, that intuition, to follow the quiet knowing that often contradicts logic, yet leads perfectly to truth. You might find doors opening without effort, people appearing at just the right time, and synchronicities unfolding, like cosmic poetry. None of it is random. It's the rhythm of divine alignment echoing through your path. But 77 also asks something of you. Honesty. It asks, are you ready to live your truth, even when it requires shedding everything false? The Buddha once said, 3 things cannot be long hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. Number 77 embodies that law. It's the sacred mirror that refuses illusion. It guides you to release pretenses, step beyond fear, and live from the pure essence of your being. It teaches that real power is not control, it is surrender, and from surrender comes awakening. So if 77 keeps appearing around you, in time, dreams, or quiet moments, know this: your spirit is being prepared for elevation. The universe is aligning you with your higher calling, not through noise, but through sacred repetition. The question is, will you listen to the whisper before it becomes a storm? Number 9, completion and soul embodiment. There is a silence that comes at the end of every great cycle, not the silence of emptiness, but of fulfillment. That is the vibration of number 9, the sacred pulse of completion, the final note in the cosmic symphony where endings and beginnings merge into one divine breath. In the wisdom of numerology and the depth of Buddhist philosophy, 9 is not merely an end, it is the soul's moment of realization, the point at which everything you've gathered through struggle, joy, and transformation integrates into understanding. It is the soft glow that comes after the storm, when the heart recognizes that every wound was, in truth, a hidden teacher. Number 9 carries the energy of wisdom born from experience. It is the vibration of compassion, forgiveness, and higher purpose, the energy that turns pain into light and loss into liberation. When this number finds you, it signals that a chapter is nearing completion, and your soul is ready to move from karmic repetition into divine renewal. In the eyes of the Buddha, it is the cycle of samsara closing, the moment when attachment begins to fade and the seeker stands quietly at the edge of awakening. Nostradamus once spoke of the 9th circle, the place of profound spiritual reckoning, where truth replaces illusion and one's destiny unfolds, not as a future event, but as a timeless remembrance. In this sacred vibration, the universe often sends signs of release, relationships fading, old roles dissolving, familiar dreams losing their hold. But don't mourn these endings. For 9 teaches that closure is a sacred act. What leaves you now was never meant to define you. It came to shape you. The Buddha said, you only lose what you cling to. Number 9 whispers the same, that letting go is not loss, but liberation. To carry everything is to sink, to release is to rise. This number also carries the energy of global compassion, the shift from I to we. It's no longer about personal success, but collective healing. You may feel called to serve, to give, to create meaning beyond yourself. It's the soul's way of completing its inner journey by extending love outward. Baba Vanga once spoke of a time when those who carry the heart of 9 will rebuild the world through kindness. Perhaps this is your moment to become such a soul, a bridge between endings and beginnings, a quiet teacher in an age of noise. In its final resonance, number 9 prepares you for transcendence. It reminds you that nothing truly ends, it transforms. The death of one chapter births another, and through it all, your spirit remains steady, timeless, luminous. This is the energy of completion, without sorrow, wisdom without pride, surrender without fear. When 9 appears, it means you've learned enough to begin again, but this time, with consciousness, grace, and peace. So pause and breathe in this sacred number's truth. You have not lost anything. You have simply become what you were always meant to be. Every tear, every farewell, every closing door was leading you to this moment of awakening. Tell me, when life calls you to release what no longer serves you, will you cling to the past or step into your next rebirth with open hands and a peaceful heart? Number 24. The harmony of devotion and destiny. In the gentle rhythm of number 24, there lies a quiet melody, the union of love and duty, of heart and purpose. This number speaks of balance not born of stillness, but of alignment, when the inner world and outer world begin to sing the same sacred song. It is the vibration of faith and foundation, of caring deeply while still standing firmly upon the earth. In Buddhist philosophy, such harmony is called samatha, the calm abiding that arises when the heart no longer fights its path, but flows with it. Number 24 reminds us that peace does not come from the absence of struggle, but from the grace of devotion to what truly matters. Those touched by this vibration often find themselves guided by invisible hands towards service, loyalty, and the nurturing of others. It is the number of gentle strength, of those who heal, teach, or uplift through quiet constancy. The 2 in 24 carries the energy of cooperation and intuition, while the 4 grounds it in stability and structure. Together they form a sacred partnership between emotion and reason, between the unseen and the practical. Nostradamus spoke of such souls as the keepers of the middle path, those destined to restore equilibrium to a world that has lost its center. Perhaps that is the quiet mission of those under the number 24, to bring serenity where there is noise and care where there is chaos. In the wheel of karma, 24 represents the maturity of love, not the fleeting passion of desire, but the steadfast compassion of understanding. Baba Vanga once foretold that those who love without needing to possess will inherit the strength of the ancients. That is the essence of this number, love that is unconditional, patient, and wise. It teaches that devotion is not weakness, but power, a force that transforms pain into connection and solitude into purpose. Just as a candle loses nothing by lighting another, the heart expands infinitely when it gives. This number also whispers of divine timing, the unseen order beneath apparent chaos. Often when 24 appears, it means the universe is arranging circumstances for your growth, even if the process feels heavy or unclear. The Buddha said, in the end, only 3 things matter: how much you loved, how gently you, and how gracefully you let go of things not meant for you. Number 24 embodies this truth, reminding you that your destiny is not something you chase, but something you become when your actions align with compassion. And yet, there is also a sacred test within this number, for harmony is not given, it is built, moment by moment, through patience and faith. You may be called to release control, to trust that what you have nurtured will bloom in its own time. This number asks, can you love without can you serve without seeking recognition? For when you do, you step into the purest form of spiritual strength, the kind that doesn't shout, but radiates. In its final vibration, number 24 stands as a reminder that destiny unfolds through devotion, that the truest path is not found by striving, but by surrendering to the rhythm of life's harmony. The balance you seek is not beyond you, it is within your own heart, waiting to be remembered. So tell me, when your heart is torn between love and duty, will you have the courage to choose both, to walk the path of devotion and let destiny meet you halfway? Number 43, the bridge between realms of thought and spirit. Within the deep hum of number 43 lies a rare vibration, one that connects intellect with intuition, reason with revelation. It is the sacred bridge between the visible and the unseen, between what the mind can calculate and what the soul simply knows. This number often arrives in the lives of seekers, those who stand at the edge of understanding, gazing toward the horizon of truth yet to be revealed. It is the call of higher knowledge, the whisper that tells you wisdom is not merely learned, it is remembered. In the philosophy of the Buddha, this is the middle path of awareness, when the thinking mind and the silent heart walk together in harmony. Number 4 offers its stable foundation, discipline, order, and patience, the roots of spiritual structure. Number 3 adds its divine spark of creativity, expression, and joy, the flowering of divine inspiration. Together they create 43, a vibration that teaches that enlightenment is neither blind devotion nor cold logic, it is the sacred marriage of both. Those who carry this number often experience phases of solitude, reflection, or even disillusionment, yet within those silences, the mind begins to clear, and truth reveals itself like a lotus rising from still waters. Baba Vanga once spoke of a time when those who think deeply will heal the world with silence. 43 echoes that prophecy, reminding us that transformation begins not in noise, but in understanding. This number resonates with inventors, philosophers, and mystics, those who seek to decode the mysteries of existence. It urges one to look beyond surface appearances, to question what is commonly accepted, and to sense the patterns beneath reality's shifting veil. In ancient numerology, 43 was known as the number of hidden light, for it brings clarity where confusion reigns, and wisdom where ignorance once stood. It encourages the soul to rise above fear, to think freely, and to trust the inner voice that knows before words can explain. As the Dhammapada says, the one who conquers his mind conquers the world. Number 43 leads you precisely there, to the mastery of thought as a doorway to spiritual freedom. Yet this number also carries a gentle warning. The intellect is a powerful servant, but a dangerous master. To those guided by 43, life will often send experiences that challenge pride or ego, moments that force surrender and humility, for true wisdom is not in being right, but in being open. It teaches that no amount of study can replace awareness, and no achievement can replace inner peace. Nostradamus hinted that those who know too much must learn to feel again, and this truth runs deep in the energy of. It reminds us that the brightest light often hides in the quiet of compassion, not in the noise of knowledge. As this vibration unfolds, it leads to spiritual integration, when knowledge becomes understanding, and understanding becomes service. The mind becomes a sacred instrument of the soul, not its cage. When you align your reasoning with compassion, your words begin to heal, your thoughts begin to build rather than break. You become in essence the bridge between heaven and earth, one who translates divine insight into human language. And so number 43 stands as a teacher of sacred balance, inviting you to unite intellect and intuition, to think with your heart and feel with your mind. It whispers gently that the answers you seek are not beyond your reach, but waiting within your awareness. Tell me then, when silence speaks louder than words, will you have the courage to listen, not with your ears, but with your soul? Number 55, the path of freedom, transformation and infinite renewal. The vibration of number 55 is like the sound of 1,000 winds moving through time, wild, unbounded, and forever transforming everything it touches. It carries the spirit of liberation, the burning desire to break free from old cycles, and the courage to reinvent oneself endlessly. Those drawn to 55 are not meant to walk the straight path. They are meant to dance through life's changes, learning to trust that every ending hides a new beginning. It is the number of sacred disruption, when the universe itself rearranges your destiny to push you toward growth, truth, and inner awakening. Number 5 alone is already a symbol of change, adventure, and personal freedom. But when it doubles, as in 55, its force becomes revolutionary. It no longer whispers of transformation. It commands it. In the wisdom of the ancients, this number was seen as the traveler's mark, the emblem of souls who cannot stay still, because movement itself is their teacher. And the 55 teaches that freedom is not about escaping responsibility, but about shedding illusion. It's about letting go of identities that no longer serve your highest self. Every sudden twist, every unexpected loss, every moment when the ground seems to vanish beneath your feet, these are not punishments, but invitations from the divine to expand your wings. Spiritually, 55 vibrates with the energy of the phoenix, the mystical bird that burns in its own fire, only to rise again brighter and wiser. Those guided by this number will experience profound transformation, often through chaos or deep emotional storms. But this chaos is sacred. It clears the old patterns, dissolves attachments, and makes space for renewal. As the Buddha once said, you can only lose what you cling to, and 55 comes precisely to test that, to teach you to let go of control and trust the flow of impermanence. For only when we surrender do we discover the vastness of our true being. This number also carries a deep connection to destiny and divine timing. Nostradamus wrote of eras when change will sweep across the lands like fire, and only those with light in their hearts will endure. In personal numerology, 55 echoes that prophecy. It burns away fear and limitation, forcing the soul to evolve beyond comfort. It asks, will you resist the fire, or will you become it? Will you let life change you, or will you cling to what was? Those who embrace this energy emerge as leaders, healers, and creators of new worlds, unafraid to question, to explore, and to live fully. Emotionally, 55 is a test of flexibility. It challenges rigidity, pride, and attachment to the past. It invites you to look at the world not as a series of obstacles, but as a field of lessons. Every change it brings, even the painful ones, carries coded blessings, teaching that true freedom begins when you stop trying to control what you can't. Baba Vanga often said, those who walk with the storm will find peace in its eye. 55 is that storm, fierce, beautiful, cleansing, and within its center lies serenity beyond words. And when you finally stand still after the storm, when your heart stops fighting and your soul begins listening, you realize that freedom was never outside you, it was always within. The number 55 awakens that truth, that life's purpose is not to stay the same, but to evolve without fear. Every tear, every risk, every leap of faith you take under this vibration becomes a sacred offering to your own becoming. So, when everything in your life begins to shift, when doors close without warning and new paths appear out of nowhere, don't panic. The universe is speaking in the language of 55. It is asking you to trust, to flow, to surrender. For beyond the ashes of your past lies a horizon waiting to be painted anew by your courage. Tell me, when life burns away everything you thought you were, will you rise from the smoke, or will you hide from the flame that was meant to set you free? Number 11. The gateway of divine alignment and conscious creation. The vibration of number 11 is the whisper of the cosmos, reminding you that your thoughts are seeds, and the universe is listening. It is the number of alignment, the moment when your inner world begins to manifest in your outer reality. Whenever Revan 11 appears, it is not a coincidence, it is a divine signal that you are standing at the threshold of creation itself. The ancients believed that 111 was the code of awakening, the gateway between the seen and the unseen, where thoughts crystallize into form and intentions begin to breathe. It calls you to pay attention, to choose consciously, because every thought now carries power. This number resonates with the energy of pure consciousness, the awareness that you are not separate from the universe, you are part of its heartbeat. When 11 enters your life, it asks you to remember that your mind is not merely a receiver, but a transmitter of reality. As you think, so you become. As you believe, so it unfolds. The Buddha once said, "All that we are is the result of what we have thought." This sacred sequence amplifies that truth 1,000-fold. It tells you that your vibration is shaping the path ahead, and that you must now guard your mind as a sacred garden. Every doubt is a weed. Every affirmation is a seed. The universe will grow whatever you water most. Spiritually, Entwand is a number of divine partnership, the alignment of mind, body, and soul with higher purpose. It symbolizes unity, one with self, one with spirit, and one with the infinite consciousness that breathes life into all things. When you begin seeing this number, it is often during moments of deep transformation, when old versions of yourself are dissolving and a higher version is ready to emerge. It's as if the universe is whispering, "You are ready now, create with intention." It is a reminder that destiny is not a fixed road, but a song you compose note by note through the choices you make in awareness. Mystics and seers, like Nostradamus, spoke of times when humanity would awaken to the mirror of its own creation, when thoughts would manifest faster than ever before, and truth could no longer be hidden. 11 reflects that prophecy. It invites you to take responsibility for your mental energy and to align your inner vision with compassion, clarity, and truth. For whatever you focus on, love or fear, hope or doubt, becomes magnified under this sacred frequency. Baba Vanga once said, "The eyes that see beauty will find it everywhere." 11 teaches that same lesson. Your perception creates your experience. Shift your inner lens, and the outer world will transform accordingly. Numerologically, this number also carries the energy of leadership and individuality. It marks a time to step into your authentic power, to stop following and start creating. It is the frequency of pioneers, dreamers, and souls who are not afraid to walk their own path. When 11 appears, it's an invitation to trust your intuition even when logic hesitates. It reminds you that guidance doesn't always come in words. Sometimes it arrives as a knowing in your chest, a flicker of light in your heart, a soft nudge in the silence. Listen to it. That voice is the language of your soul. And as you move through the unfolding chapters of your life, 111 will continue to appear on clocks, receipts, pages, and signs, like a cosmic echo, reminding you that you are never alone in your journey of creation. Every time you see it, take a breath and realign your thoughts with gratitude and faith, because in that instant, you are standing within the pulse of universal intelligence, a field where everything you dream of already exists, waiting for you to claim it. So pause for a moment and ask yourself, if your thoughts, right now, are shaping your future, are they worthy of the reality you wish to live? Are you thinking in fear or in faith? The universe is responding to both. The number 11 simply amplifies whichever voice you choose to feed. As we reach the end of this sacred reflection, remember this: the universe has never been silent. It speaks through rhythm, through signs, through numbers that arrive like soft echoes of your own energy returning home. Each number, whether it was 77, 9, 24, 43, 55, or 111, carries a unique vibration, yet together they weave a single divine truth. Everything is connected, and nothing in your journey is random. These are not digits, they are the universe's language, guiding your awareness toward balance, abundance, and awakening. In Buddhist wisdom, fortune is not a stroke of chance. It is the natural fruit of mindfulness. When your thoughts, words, and actions move in harmony, luck is no longer something you chase. It becomes something you attract effortlessly. These sacred numbers remind you to slow down, to listen, and to align with the quiet current of your soul. Because prosperity is not only measured in what you have, but in the calmness you carry and the gratitude you breathe into every moment. As you walk forward, take with you the essence of these numbers: the patience of 9, the strength of 43, the courage of 55, the balance of 24, the divine flow of 77, and the awakening of 11. Let them live within you as symbols of trust, persistence, and peace. The universe rewards those who walk with awareness, and now, you are part of that sacred flow. May you continue to see these numbers not as coincidences, but as confirmations, signs that your energy is in alignment and that the invisible world is moving in your favor. And each time one appears before you, on a clock, a sign, or a whispered thought, pause and smile. You're being guided, you're being blessed, you're being reminded that fortune and peace already dwell within you. So, before you leave, take a deep breath and affirm with your heart, I am aligned with the rhythm of the universe. I am open to abundance. I am at peace. And if this message has spoken to your spirit, share your light below in the comments by writing, I walk the path of awareness and abundance. Until next time, may your journey be calm, your heart be steady, and your numbers always lead you home.